Hey guys, this is STVCastle once again, coming back to you with chess related content. This is STVCastle chess. This is just something I do for fun, just capturing previous games of chess that I played against opponents online. And so what you've been seeing lately is that I've been trying to update how I present these chess recaps to you guys. And hopefully everything's sounding good with the audio. Hopefully the visuals are okay. Obviously this is a work in progress, so I don't know how well this is going to turn out, but without further ado, we're just going to do this. We're just going to go ahead. Anyway, this is a recent game that I played online. My opponent's username is Manias456. I hope that's how you say the name right, Manias456. I'll attach a link to this game in the description box below so you guys can follow along with me here. And I have this all written down, all the moves, so that I can keep track of what's going on. So if at any point you see me pause, just know that I'm looking at the moves, just so we're clear about that. Anyway, this game has a unique opening. It's a common opening that many players choose to play in games, and this is called the Giuoco piano, otherwise known as the Italian game. Very common opening. Many chess players use this opening for a wide variety of reasons: to establish control in the corner, establish control in the central four squares, excuse me, and yeah, you'll just see what I'm talking about here. You want to get control in the center of the board. And you do that by getting pawns in play here. And you want to do that with getting out your knights and having the bishops influence the center of the board. So here's how both myself and Manias456 played this. The start is e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. Then next moves here, bishop c4. This is key for the Italian game, Giuoco piano. Bishop c4, and my opponent bishop c5. This right here is a setup for Giuoco piano. If you've seen this, if you played this, you would know how this goes. Next I played d3. Check to see if things okay. d3, h6. Stop so you can see what's going on here on the board. I go ahead and waste no time in castling. It's always important to castle your king as early as you can, in most cases. Now my opponent Manias456, he plays queen f6. He gets the queen out early. Now if I were in black situation instead of white, I don't think I'd play the queen out early, but that's just me. But he does. So queen f6, c3. Now basically I did this opening sequence in reverse. When you have something like this with the c and d pawns out on the third rank, that means that you're playing a quiet game of this opening. So I just did it in reverse. Instead of c and then d, I did d and then c. That's the normal process. C pawn goes second after. C pawn goes first after the d pawn. So c3, then d6. Bishop e3. My next move. I offer exchange of bishops right here. And he goes ahead and he goes for it. He accepts the exchange. Bishop takes bishop on e3. I capture back with the pawn. That's the only piece I can take it back with. And that was by design. I wanted it that way. So F takes bishop on e3, queen g6. Now, I'm assuming my opponent just wanted to get right to the chase. He wanted to see if I was paying attention with my pawn structure down here, which I was, as you can tell here soon. Now, here comes an interesting part of the game where I should have seen this and I did not, as the plays will show. I should have made a move. I should have made the play of the knight going to h4, but I did not see that for a couple moves. What I did instead was queen e2. It's always important to get the queen out. a6. I have no idea what my opponent was doing there. Maybe he was just trying to defend the knight. b4. I'm trying to put pressure over here, even though that probably was not the best move to make. Again, I missed that knight move to challenge the queen. Bishop g4. Obviously pinning the knight. This knight can't move now unless you want to lose the queen. Knight b to d2 is my response. Pause right here. This is the setup. Then knight f6. This is how it is after 11 moves. Move number 11. So, h3. That was an oversight on my part because it really is a free pawn for my opponent. As I've alluded to before, guys, I'm not always on the up and up when it comes to certain moves. So, oversight on my part there. But I do come back in this game. Bishop e6. Is that correct? Yeah, another mistake on my part. Yeah. I can tell I'm not paying attention. That's what ultimately happens. But give me a minute here. Bishop e6. So he goes back. He could have easily taken it, but he goes back. a4. Now he goes ahead and takes it. I know he did. Now he does it. Looking at my notes here. e5, I could just go ahead and challenge the knight. Change pawns here. Takes. I'll take back with the pawn. Rook exchange. I take back with my rook. Establish this far end here. And now here is a big mistake on my opponent's part. Manias 456. This is what he did not see. He went ahead and castled. And although it's normally a good thing to do, to castle your king early, the issue here in particular is that his knight was under attack. And for some reason, he just let his knight be captured, which is what I do here with the very next move. B takes knight on c6. Obviously, he captures back. Now he has doubled up pawns. And keep an eye on that for a minute. So, next move is knight h4. Queen g5. Knight from D to F3, protecting the other knight. Queen H5. I go ahead, capture the bishop with the pawn at H3. G5. Knight F5. Queen takes pawn H3. Queen G2. Offer an exchange. His queen backs up to Queen H5. I go ahead and move up my rook to A7. Attacking that pawn, like I mentioned before. D5. Tries to get something going in the center. Can't blame him. He takes D5. He takes D5. And C takes D5. I know my bishop is in trouble, but I'm fine with that because knight goes to E7 check. That forks the king and the pawn. King has to move because he's in check. King G7. Win the pawn right there. Knight takes pawn on D5. Then knight G4. Knight G4. Then rook takes C7. This pawn right here, I was aiming for it the entire way. I never took my eye off this pawn. King G6. I have no idea why he did that. I think that was a wasted move with King G6. Knight takes E5 check. Now, why did I do that? Yes, I knew my knight was going to fall to this knight. But watch. I know that's exactly what he's going to do, right? So now you're thinking, what exactly am I going to do? Well, remember the fork a couple moves ago? Oh, here I go. Knight F4 check, and that's a fork. Do you see it? Here, then right here. He loses his queen. And it was at that point where Manias 456 resigns. So yeah, give you one last look at that board. Yeah, it was one of those games where it was just something that had to be done. In that case, when you see an opportunity to have a fork with your knight, when you're having a check and then you're trying to go after the queen, you have to do it. So yeah, that was one of the more fun games I played recently. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hope everything turns out well visually and audio-wise. Just let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys have a good day today, and take care. Bye.